Coming up today on Channel 97 News.
We check in with one of the best high school dance teams in the nation.
An OHS student gets a shot in the arm in order to help others.
And we'll take a look at our favorite pandemic pets.
All that and more on today's edition of Channel 97 News.
And it all starts now. Hi Oakville, I'm Mackenzie Deutschman.
And I'm Meg Heverow. Welcome to this edition of Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News.
Speech and Debate wrapped up their season last weekend with a strong performance in a district tournament. Team sponsor Mr. Ed Taylor is pleased with his young team.
So we had 8 tournaments this year. The first one was in October, and that's one that we hosted. And then we had 2 districts after the 8 tournaments. So it's been a busy year, and we just finished this past weekend. So the students had, chance to compete in 10 different tournaments. So even though we had the pandemic, we were still very much engaged and involved.
Mitch Aschenbrenner and Carly Dobbins reached the semifinals in duo interpretation. Libby Olsen and Mason Bader placed 6th in duo interpretation. Carly Dobbins made the semifinal round in humorous interpretation, and Hannah Franke placed 6th in oral interpretation. Congratulations to Speech and Debate.
Golden Girls are also getting ready for a big competition. Charlotte Norton and Caitlin Massey have the story.
The Golden Girls have had success in past years at nationals. Just 2 years ago, they were national champions in small varsity prom. But this year, COVID has put a spin on things.
So this year, to prepare, we have to do some things that are different than what our norm would be. One thing that is very obvious that I'm sure everyone can relate to in one way or another is working on our stamina, because when we have to dance in our masks, it's a very different feeling.
Along with improving their stamina due to mask, they are performing in a new way.
The thing that is coming just around the corner is our first ever virtual nationals.
I think that some of the pros of having to do nationals virtually this year is that we are still being able to be bonded as a team and have the experience of still being able to do it even though COVID is a thing right now.
This is a whole new realm that, of course, we're all entering together this year, and we're learning as we go, and it will be the same way with national, and continue preparing so that we are our best and put our best foot forward just like we would if we were in person.
With Charlotte Norton behind the camera, I'm Caitlin Massey for Channel 97 News.
Good luck to the Golden Girls as they prepare for their national competition.
Hey Meg, how do you feel about being back in school 4 days a week?
I like it. It's good to be back.
Let's see what other students have to say.
On Tuesday, March 9th, all OHS students returned to school for a 4-day-a-week school schedule, doing away with the A and B cohort system. We catch up with some OHS staff and students to find out their opinions on this change.
It's coming back to school full-time. I'm pretty excited, but not excited to wake up on Mondays,
I go to tech every day in the morning, so it's not much different, and I don't really like the virtual Mondays.
I feel good about coming back to school. It was a lot harder virtually to get to know what work is done, what work you have done and when it's due. So I feel like coming back in person, it's much easier to keep track of your assignments and know what's due.
I hope we go back home soon.
Feel great, it's nice to see friends, and it's nice to be back. It actually feels like school.
They also had some concerns for the future as well.
I just feel like there's going to be a spike of COVID again.
Basically going to be my sleep schedule, just how it's going to get screwed up. It's going to be funny.
With Kennedy Durham and Grace Henson, I'm Matthew Churko for Channel 97 News.
It's been an unusual school year here at OHS.
That's right. Just ask Nurse Stevie. Lindsay Marshall takes a closer look.
Health room, this is Colleen.
Standing inside the nurse's office, the nurses have had an interesting year. Let's take a look.
This year it's a little different. We have to be cautious on how many students come in. We have to be cautious on separating sick students with symptoms and our healthy students who need to use the health room for various reasons. So we try and keep those separated. We also are making a lot more phone calls this year to check up on students who are quarantined. Everybody, if you need to feel like you need to come to the nurse, everybody can come to the nurse. When we were virtual, Nurse Nicole and I would sign students in to make sure they weren't on the list of students who are told to stay off campus. So if somebody comes with COVID symptoms, we typically ask for the teachers to call us, maybe try and give us a heads up again so we can, make sure that the health room's clear of students who we don't want to expose extra students to. A lot of times we'll have the student, while they're waiting for our car ride home, to sit back in our isolation room, which is in the back of the nurse's office.
While keeping students safe, the nurses have been working hard since the start of the pandemic. Do your part, wear your mask, and stay safe, Oakville. With Cassandra Ludwig behind the camera, I'm Lindsay Marshall for Channel 97 News.
Looking at the nurse's office makes me think about vaccinations.
And some of our students have already been vaccinated. Here's a story on one student who has already had her shots.
Nearly a year after the COVID-19 pandemic began, COVID-19 vaccinations are becoming available to the public. A few Oakville students have gotten the chance to receive the vaccine.
I work at Nazareth Living Center, and basically the COVID-19 vaccine was released or offered to Nazareth in early January, and you actually had to be 18, and I was lucky enough to turn 18 on January 10th, and I got the vaccine, the first dose, on January 20th, and it was the Moderna one, so I was kind of excited but nervous, and 4 weeks later, on February 17th, I was able to get the second dose, and I'm really excited because I'm able to go into work without being scared of bringing it into the residents.
With the two current FDA-approved vaccines, minors have only been allowed to receive the Pfizer vaccination. As Missouri continues to roll out its vaccination plan, there's been some obstacles to those seeking the vaccine.
Considering that you had to be 18 plus to get the vaccine, a lot of the workers weren't able to get it for those who actually wanted it. My friend Drew wasn't able to get the vaccine at work, but actually got it outside of work.
So I've been working here for about a year and a half now, and at Nazareth, since we're 1A frontline healthcare workers, we get to get the vaccine, but at Nazareth they only offer the Moderna vaccine and you have to be 18 for it. Well, I turned 18 in April, so I wasn't 18, so I had to apply through the St. Louis County Health website to get it, which they use a Pfizer vaccine, which you have to be 16 for.
But he was upset considering that he turned 18 in just a few months, after January. So it's just kind of unfortunate that he wasn't able to receive the vaccine through Nazareth.
This past year has been rough on small businesses.
That's true, but many small businesses in Oakville have survived these tough times. Chase Skaggs and Andrew Rudd have more.
We met up with some local businesses to see how they've been surviving throughout the pandemic. First, we went to the workout company.
We're mandated to change, so, things like, 10-foot spacing on cardio equipment, extra hand sanitizing stations, antibacterial wipe stations, things like that.
Pursuing these actions led to good outcomes.
I feel like they're very safe, and we've not had one case of COVID that's been traced to the workout company.
Perk It Up has made many changes with Oakville's help.
We no longer have a whole lot of seating, less self-serve, more customer service, and a lot more notoriety for shopping local. They have researched and reached out and what can we do to help, and the community has really come out a lot to help support.
Star Nutrition had a rough beginning, but COVID has helped them in a way.
We were forced to shut our doors. Luckily, honestly, in a way, it was a blessing somewhat in disguise for us, I guess, because it really got our name out, because the Oakville community really pushed, support small business, and fought through it, and we'll be here for a long time.
With Chase Skaggs behind the camera, I'm Andrew Rudd for Channel 97 News.
Winter sports is over, and spring sports is just getting started.
It's also time for March Madness. Let's check in with Matt Keller.
Dude, what the heck? Dude, it's March. It's March already? It's March. It's time to make our brackets.
March is here, and it's time for college basketball to crown a champion. Starting March 18th, 68 teams will compete until one is victorious. Everyone is filling out their brackets and making their picks. So to make sure you have a chance, this is March Madness Tips with Matt Keller.
Tip number 1. You cannot have any emotional connections. Look, I'm a Mizzou fan, and I want Mizzou to win the whole thing. But if I'm being realistic, I know it's not going to happen.
so I'm not going to pretend like they're going to win. It's not that I'm not believing in my team, it's just that I'm being realistic. Tip number 2, you can't just pick every number 1 and 2 seed and expect to win your bracket. Listen, I get it, they're the best teams, but it's a reason it's called March Madness. There's madness going on, and you have to take some chances. Third, don't pick a team that's lower than the 8th seed to win it all. Listen, I get it, everybody wants a Cinderella story, but you gotta be realistic here. No team in the history of March Madness that has been lower than the 8th seed has ever won the whole thing. Be smart.
Well, it's got to be Illinois because that's where I'm from.
I'm gonna have to pick Gonzaga.
I've got Baylor. I've got Mizzou.
Lastly, have some fun with it. It's supposed to be fun. It's gonna be a great time watching the games. So just enjoy yourself. Like this.
While some students watched the college basketball tournament this month, others might be playing with their pets. I know I will.
Ava Hounsome and Joe Rask explain as we take a closer look on this next story on pandemic pets.
Hey Oakville, this is our new puppy Hazel. She is a 2-month-old golden retriever and we got her about a month ago.
But we aren't the only people who just got a new puppy. Here are some OHS students who got a new puppy over quarantine.
Hi Oakville, I'm Mackenzie Deutschman and this is my quarantine puppy Rosie. Rosie is 15 weeks old today. We got her when she was 9 weeks old. So the reason we got Rosie, or a quarantine puppy in general, is because our old golden doodle, Barley, who was 13 years old, passed away from cancer, and my family didn't take it very easily. We weren't really ready for him to go. My mom had the idea that now that we are in quarantine and we are home and able to train and spend time with a puppy, now is the best time to get one. She runs all over the place and loves to play fetch and just never stops running, and I can't wait for the summertime because I know she's going to be a huge swimmer.
Hi, my name is Cameron Brady. I'm a senior at Oakville High School, and this is my dog Rocky. We got him in October of 2020. The reason we got him is because my other dog passed away first day of senior year, and then me and my sister wanted to surprise my mom and dad and family with a new dog. You can tell he's a quarantine puppy because he has separation anxiety. He doesn't really go out much, so he likes to stay in, and when he goes out, he's a little crazy.
Hi everyone, my name is Allie Williams and this is my 1-year-old golden doodle Gia. We got Gia a few months before quarantine, so thankfully it was really good timing. The benefits of having a quarantine puppy is that she always made life interesting and it never got boring. We also have a pool, so we opened our pool a little bit earlier so she can learn how to swim because golden doodles have webbed paws, so they're really good at swimming. We are very happy that we had a furry friend during quarantine.
If you don't want a new puppy after that, you are crazy. Now is the perfect time to love and raise a new little family member.
Thanks for watching, Oakville. I'm Joe Rask.
And I'm Ava Hounsome for Channel 97 News.
Kenzie, your puppy is so adorable.
Yes, she is. I love her so much. Well, that wraps up this edition of Channel 97 News.
If you would like to stay up to date on what's happening, make sure to visit myohsonline.com.
You can even bookmark it in your browser. That way you can check it out anytime you'd like.
Thanks for watching, Oakville. I'm Meg Heverow.
And I'm Mackenzie Deutschman. Have a great spring break, and remember, Oakville, keep your eyes on the Tigers. It's all. Oh no! Wait, God.
Looking at the nurse's office makes me think so.
Think so, because you're saying vaccination. The speech is. But I love her so much. Wait, hold on. Is that my line? You're fine. You're fine.